Hey, Gabox here. Today I want to talk about the most important thing for Madden 21 that we won't really know about until the game officially launches. So, we've gone through a lot of this issue near the end of Madden 20, or at least I have. I want to know what your guys' opinion is in the comments. We're not talking about content, gameplay issues right now. We're talking about servers and the actual online matchmaking system. Why is it so laggy this late in the year? We would think there are fewer people online playing versus early in the middle of the year. That way we'd have like better servers, like less people congesting the, series of tubes for the online matchmaking. But I don't know if it's, COVID and everything going along with that. People are at home playing a lot, or EA is just being EA and they've got some server issues. I don't know whether it's technical, hardware, software. My bet is it's software related and the hardware is fine, but EA's janky spaghetti code is causing a lot of issues. So I do kind of want to talk through a few things that some people are kind of calling out. I want to talk through my ideas, like with the hit on what solutions are, because I don't feel like enough of kind of our focus and Madden's focus all around their servers right now. Right, MLB The Show had terrible servers a couple years ago, and then they basically spent an entire year developing, fixing it, and the servers have been much better for MLB The Show. So I do really feel like EA does need to put a lot more time into actually looking at their servers and what's going on, what's going wrong with them, and then kind of like help and update the community, because we've got a lot of things that we have in our mind that have affected us between DC glitches, quitting, getting losses, general lag, which I'll get to, and I'll get to all that stuff in my thoughts. But off the top, I want to talk about lag and the gunslinger glitch, and some people say it's slowing down their hardware. I put out a tweet a while ago saying, hey, are you guys having trouble with the gunslinger and stacking the gunslinger? Basically, what people are saying, because this happened to me too, is like when you have multiple gunslingers here, right? You can stack them. They go faster. The ball velocity is faster, but it feel like it slowed down my system and it slowed down my hardware. And somebody, a very good player, well-respected member of the community, Joker Kale, said, if you have an old Xbox, which I do, I don't have an Xbox Series X or whatever those are called. I don't have one of the newer ones. He says it affects those ones more. So the older hardware, the worse they can keep up with the extra gunslinger glitches. So that, I think, is definitely an issue that I ran against. But even without that, even without any of that, on a game that I played, and this is ripped from stream, so you can see me in the background a little bit behind me, right? Fox on Fox action. Wait, it's over there. Fox on Fox action. I know that's everybody's dream. But like, I went through this, and it's so hard to perceive basically looking at it. But like, if you're playing the game, lag is easier to see it. It felt like I'll just show it off. Like, it felt like I was kind of when you hit the sprint button to get out, it feels like you're super slow right here. Doesn't it feel like it's chugging along there with Vic? And then I went a little bit around like, what's going on here? And I just want to show, like, defense, it wasn't that bad. Like, I only have one times gunslinger, and this didn't feel bad at all. Right? So somebody was like, oh, it's because he could have multiple gunslingers. But on defense, I didn't feel that lag one bit. Easy pick, easy game, easy money. But like when you go back to offense, right? This is like the biggest thing that I want to show. Okay, so this, I want to throw this in route. So I know based off watching how his players have been reacting to me, this guy's going to stay back, and I'm going to be able to cut in the front and then throw one of those diving receptions. So basically, I want to throw the ball once I see my guy cut right here, right? They're still backing up. My guy's cutting in front of him. So right here is where I want to throw the ball. Now let's count the frames once I hit my button. This is like input lag when I press the button to when it gets sent to the servers and it actually happens. All right, frame 1. I guess you could say I probably want to throw it right here-ish. Right here when he's starting to go in front of him. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then I start to throw the motion right here. So whether you say, okay, maybe I hit it here, about 15 to 19 frames, and this is at 30 frames per second for online Madden. So that's half a second. That's 500 millisecond delay. And that is horrible lag. Like, you ever play a shooter with over 100 millisecond delay, 200 millisecond delay? You basically get kicked from the servers on some custom servers if your lag is that high. So it's crazy. Half a second lag. And do you know how hard that makes the passing game? Extremely. So let's see the outcome of this because it gets delayed, I could take a sack. Because this for some stupid reason, I have a pass block elite center there on a double team, and it easily gets shedded by just their star defender, right? Pass block elite center, fucking ass. Okay? So there, I got shedded because the ball took so long to come out against his 3-man rush, pass block elite, 5-man, blocking against eventually I guess 3-man, but 4-man kind of. But regardless, with how hard the pass rush comes in between the blitz 7 meta, between the D-line abilities getting to you, having a half-second delay, I shouldn't have to say this, half-second delay on servers is terrible, is literally unplayable. I read there's a thing doing like, oh, we did a research on how much a half-second delay is. I went and read some of this stuff where they talked about it, and it's like, all right, the effects of latency on online Madden NFL football, and they say at 500 milliseconds, there's a significant impact on user performance. You can see that. And I don't have to show you a research paper for you guys to know that conceptually to be true. The more lag you are in a game that requires quick reactions, running the ball, okay. The research paper, running the ball, whatever. It's a little easier to do that because you just basically can let the computer do it, but it's still, you play a lot worse. Passing the ball, you basically lose, right? Because passing is relied on timing, and if timing's a half second off, you're dead, okay? So, this is with no 2x gunslinger. This is 1x gunslinger. So even with that, even me going back to 1x gunslinger, I'm still getting this lag, this input stuff on offense. I didn't see it there on defense, but that doesn't mean it's not there at all. I'm just saying it's harder on offense. And maybe something's going on there with my opponent. Like conspiracy theory wise. You're like, well, what if your opponent's lag switching you? Which could be true. But that shouldn't have an effect on me, right? If my opponent does something, that should affect themselves, right? If it's a centralized server, they should fuck up themselves. They shouldn't be able to affect me, right? Back in Madden 16 and before, it used to be a peer-to-peer connection, and people like Volterax would DDoS people offline. They would literally flood your entire internet, and you'd lose the game because you'd lose connection. So since I went to centralized servers in 17, and I thought 17 and 18 had good servers. Of course, we've had DC glitches since forever. But like we had actually like on a 95% of the games, if not more, I had a good time on 17, 18, and servers weren't an issue. But for some reason, 19, and especially 20, servers have gotten way worse. And I think it has to do with EA's spaghetti code. It's not that the hardware's changed much. Maybe they've upgraded. I don't know so much. But like I think there's something going on with like maybe people are trying to DDoS Madden, DDoS FIFA, DDoS the EA servers. But the thing is, I could get on an online Battlefield 4 game, and I can play against 64 players from EA. This is EA stuff, and not have this kind of lag. And I haven't experienced this kind of lag much at all over there in Battlefield at all. So there's something going on where I can't connect to one person without getting lag, but I can connect to 63 others and not get lag. So it's frustrating. And a lot of people have mentioned, right, when you play against somebody on the opposite coast from you and play someone far away, right? This is a home game. I choose the Falcons Stadium because it's indoor and I don't have to deal with wind, because I don't want more RNG in a game that's already filled with RNG. So I play in a dome, okay? So he's away. So it's not like it's at him. But I've heard it's even worse. Like say you're East Coast playing the West Coast and you're the away team, it's lag for days. It's terrible. It's horrible. So that is something to do with some of the connections, the servers, the distance on the hardware. But like, how come Madden is one of the games where, hey, regions? Fuck it. I don't care about regions. Like, why do some games offer the opportunity to go, like, US East, US West, US Central, or whatever the hell they have? They have, like, different, like, maybe European servers you can choose. So you can choose your region that you're in. I don't understand why region selection isn't a thing in Madden. I can see it being an issue maybe with Weekend League, and people are like, all right, let me go play in the easiest US region. But then they'll have to deal with lag, but some people are weird enough. Or they could just region lock people, right? I'm not sure what they could do. But, like, I think connection stability needs to be a bigger deal when you match up players online. The ability for them to actually play a solid game. They need to rate people. Maybe people are doing the leg switches. Put them in their own category. Put them like Call of Duty. Put like the hackers and cheats together. Or I don't know what game they did that, but like one of the games did that. So there needs to be something that they got to fix this stuff. They got to figure out. They got to put in resources to fix the lag, because it is literally making this game unplayable, right? We thought rollout corner, stretch, and dive was bad. If you literally can't even do anything, if you can't throw the ball at all, that is way worse. And I don't even think it's close in my mind. All right, so this is one where I'm trying to throw a fade. And this lag isn't nearly as bad. This isn't half a second fade. So when I see this fade, basically I go ahead and throw the ball. Like right there, right here is where I want to be throwing it, right? I see a cover two. It's a misaligned cover two. I have an old school or like a last year fade, which I wish that didn't take away our hot route to do that, on the right. So I could take advantage of that sideline. Now you see the safety kind of going over there. I'm not I think he's in a deep half, but not sure. He might be in a deep third because he's running over there really fast and not respecting the tight end. But I throw it right here. Okay? So this is where I press the button. Anybody who knows this fade knows it's very repeatable, but it's a very tight corner. I press it, and it's only what do we think? Once I go past that corner, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and then he starts into it. He took a long time to do that windup. That's one gunslinger. I hate windups in this game. But anyways, 7/30ths, or like, what is it? Quarter of a second delay will screw up your entire day because this gets really close. I get a BS Madden animation where I actually catch the ball on the swerve and he doesn't, but I'm out of bounds anyways. So like, even down to a quarter second passing game is rough. It's really tough. That should have been picked with the way his safety got there. But like, it should have been completed also, but it was delayed a little later. Yeah, his safety broke on that really well. I wonder if that wasn't a deep half. But regardless, timing on passing is everything. Anything like a connection over 200 milliseconds should not happen in Madden. That should not be a thing. They should not match up guys. Like, even over like 100, right? You guys know 150 milliseconds in a shooter, literally there's between like a god tier player and just a very good one. So they got to be a little tight about that going forward. And don't allow people with bad connections to match up, right? If you say, hey, your ping is over 500, you should not be able to match up. If that's the solution you got to go with, I'm not sure, like, there's nothing they can do about that, right? Don't allow them to play with bad connections. Don't allow them to play that. So hopefully they can fix their spaghetti code going next year. Hopefully they can go back to like Madden 17, 18 era. And I know the DC glitch is going to be an issue next year. I realize that. I hope they patch it when we figure out how to do it. I hope they look into it like they did this year, but we've still found more. The pause glitch is still a thing. The quit, when somebody quits, they can still get the win, is still a thing. So I truly pray that they can look at servers going into next year, but man. I just have no confidence right now with how the game's gone the last 2 years, whether they can fix it going into next year. It won't be until like the community reaches a big outcry for them to fix servers. But that's all I want to talk about today. So my big things are, look into your connections, prioritize connection more in matchmaking, and I would say server queue, like region locking, it's a good idea. A lot of people pick their servers. Probably a great idea, just like first-person shooters. One of those things. Do something like that. Don't allow players to match up against from like Maine to California. But that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys hear. Are you guys getting a lot of lag lately? Let me know in the comments what kind of system you have. Are you doing the gunslinger thing, and is it lagging your system? I asked on Twitter and got a lot of responses there. So I'm kind of confident it is like that. But good luck. Have fun. See you tomorrow.